pain warriors, how are you today? If you are suffering from a chronic pain, a chronic symptom, maybe a chronic illness, you have found the right channel. I am here for you because I have found a way to get from what is Island A, which is those days where you are sitting in bed, missing life, saying no to all those things that you want to be saying yes to, and you are just letting life pass you by. You are letting chronic pain take the driver's wheel. I have found a way to make it to Island B, which is what you see all over a lot of my social media feeds of me going fishing and hiking and snowboarding and doing all this yoga and all these things despite all my chronic pain. I am here to teach you the solution to spend more time on Island B, because who the heck doesn't want to be there? Let's get our lives back and stop letting chronic pain take the wheel. Who am I? I am Jennifer Dragonette. I am your guide, your coach, whatever the heck you want to call me, to helping you to get there from surviving your life because you have a chronic illness or chronic pain to a thriving and living well despite your chronic crap, because that's what you deserve. So today I want to talk about your language and the language of what people say to you. Something came up recently to me and it blew my flippin' mind. And by blew my mind, I mean I was like, what the heck? So I am working with a chronic pain department at our local hospital, Kaiser. So a lot of my information that I'm getting, I'm sharing that I'm learning from that chronic pain department. But here's the kicker. So the chronic pain department has physical therapists. And the regular physical therapists are also at Kaiser. So there are two physical therapists. There's the one that's practicing chronic pain in the chronic pain department, and there's the one that's practicing in my doctor's office. So what's the freaking difference? They both went to the same school. They both support you, but the chronic pain PT talks to me differently. They both gave me the same exercises. They both gave me the same solutions. One of them, I walked out of there wanting to punch her in the throat and wishing that she would have to feel what I was feeling for a moment. And the other one, I gave a hug as I left. Why? What's the difference? The language they used. The lady in the chronic pain department understands that chronic pain is real. That if you are feeling pain, it is real. What does that mean? That means that you actually have pain that's chronic, even if there's not a diagnosed something behind it. There is an actual pain. Your pain system may be off. Your pain system may be a little bit wonky or oversensitive, and that's why you're feeling pain for something silly. Like maybe just touching your hands together is painful. Maybe wearing your clothes is painful. I have been there. That's why I'm an expert, because I've been there. You know, I've been the girl in the ER with all the weird pains and the breathing issues where you walk in and they're like, hey, Jennifer, go to bed 8. Regardless of who was at the front desk, because I was a frequent flyer. Not anymore. So nobody there knows my name. And that's a win. It can be your win too. So anyways, the chronic pain physical therapist told me that I had an angry toddler shoulder. What does that mean? Anyways, it just meant that my shoulder was flaring up. It was acting like an angry toddler. When I went to the other physical therapist outside of the chronic pain department, they told me it was all in my head. A big difference, right? Both of them, if you think about it, are both in my head. Because it's not like I really have an angry toddler sitting in my shoulder. But the way she approached telling me that it was a wiring issue in my brain and an oversensitization made me feel more hopeful and happier and able to deal with it. Versus the doctor that told me it was all in my head and I should go see the psych department. And if it didn't get better, I could come back. And it's like, that's what triggered this, is that there's two ways. Both physical therapists told me that it was a wiring issue in my brain, that there wasn't a physical issue with my shoulder. Some sort of something was going on with my nervous system and telling me that this shoulder was in pain. One of the physical therapists said it was an angry toddler. Again, no angry toddler actually beating up the shoulder. And the other one told me it was in my head. Huge difference. Huge difference in reaction, huge difference in outcome. So that's what brought me to understanding, like the true understanding of here. The way that we talk about pain, the way that we approach pain, and the way that people talk to us about pain is so important. If you ever noticed when you start thinking about pain and managing pain, you've got painkillers. That's a pretty negative, that's a pretty scary word. It's a killer. We've got throbbing and stabbing. Okay, now we've got some stabbing pain. We're back in the killer category. When you start to think about the way that we speak and describe pain, it's very negative and very scary. So the nice thing about working with the chronic pain department versus the normal conventional physical therapist is that they understand that the way that we communicate about this pain is very important. The way that we talk about it, the way that others talk to us about it. If you know somebody who has never had chronic pain and has walked up to you and is like, but you don't look like you're in pain, but you don't look sick, you don't stop doing things, that's not helpful to you. But again, that's something that someone else is saying to you. So you need to rewire. When you hear those, you need to let it in, process, and let it out. Because if you get stuck in their way of thinking, like, oh, well, I don't have something diagnosed. Maybe it is all in my head. I don't look sick. Sorry, I'm not sick enough for you. And you start going into these cycles. Someone explained it to us the other day in class that it's like a roundabout. I don't know about you, but I hate roundabouts. And about a few years ago, I was in one near, I forget where it was, but it had like 3 or 4 freaking lanes in this roundabout. That's stupid ridiculous. But I started getting in there and then I realized that I had already made a loop because I hadn't merged over to get off on the right exit. Well, the same thing happens when you get stuck in a negative way of thinking about your pain. If you get stuck in the cycle of going around and around and around and around, and you never take an exit of whether to be in pain and deal with it or understand your pain and learn to manage it, you're just kind of in this standstill. It might not be standing still, but you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting to enjoy your life. You're not getting to do the things that you love doing. That becomes a problem. That becomes when you start surviving your life, where you stop living your life. You don't deserve that. So pain is real. I don't care if the doctors have told you it's imaginary and it's in your head and you need the psych department. Although there is a speck of truth that it is psych related, it's not completely true. It is all about understanding what chronic pain is. This is chronic pain. Acute pain, yeah, I understand. I fall down, I break something, I sprain something, I scrape something, I burn something, I freeze something, whatever it is. That we can wrap our heads around. But when it comes to these chronic conditions where it grabs on, where our nervous system is saying, warning, 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 when we put our clothes on, that's not normal. But the good news and the hope, and there's so much hope out there that this can be managed. I'm living proof. I'm in a class of amazing people that are living proof. I am in a program that has been there for 15 plus years that has had so many people come out at the other end be living proof that this stuff works. This is important. This is a way of doing things. But the first thing is let's start talking about chronic pain. Let's start managing it. Let's start changing the language. One of the other things that blew my mind was, okay, When you have pain, the next time you have pain, I challenge you to say, instead of pain, give it some sort of a name or give it some other definition. When I have pain, I now take a deep breath, feel the pain, and what is it? The majority of the time it's tension. Well, guess what? I can do something about tension. I can take a few deep breaths, breathe into that area, and release and relax, and boom, the pain is feeling better. You can do that too. So it's just understanding what it is and starting to break that cycle and that communication of painkillers, pain this, pain management, pain this, pain negative, kill this, throb this, stab this, ache this, ouch this, oh that. The way that you talk about it really does make a difference. If you are here and you are still watching, I thank you. I am going to keep coming back and I am going to keep sharing this message that chronic pain does not have to mean that you cannot have it all. Because I'm freaking living proof. At age 12, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with a bunch of other allergies and stomach issues and IBS and borderline Crohn's borderline celiac and a whole bunch of other diagnoses. When I was 25, I had back surgery, shoulder surgery. I had to have my nose broken and reset because it wasn't correct. I had to have my sinuses shaved. I have had a lot of acute corrections. I have had a lot of chronic illnesses and still do. But I am living well. And I'm not special. Well, maybe a little bit. Let's be honest. I might be a little bit special. But I am not like Superwoman. I am not something above and beyond superhuman. You can do this too. I know you can. So I am really freaking excited for you. I'm excited you found me, and I'm excited to be here for you. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you want a tool to help you start managing your pain, meaning understanding that on your good days, you don't have to totally blow all your energy so the next 5 days are bad days. Meaning on your bad days, how you can be more productive despite having a bad day. I have an exercise for you that's called the Power of Two. If you go to my website, jdragonette.com/TWO, you can get that resource and start living your life. So it's time for you to stop dragging it through life. Stop dragging that pain around and live the life you love, fully energized, fully charged, and raring to go, despite having your chronic crap, because you deserve it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.